Tonight we're going to be upgrading the headlights and the fog lights and the reverse light on this 2007 Saturn Sky. So like all fun jobs that require your hands, we're going to start with the rear here. We've got this reverse light and this is blacked out. What did you use to black that out?
Tint.
Tint. So he's got some nice tints on here and we're going to reach around underneath there and unplug the bulb. I'd show you what it looks like, but unfortunately this bulb is burned out. What you're going to want to do is sneak up under here right by the muffler. It's probably a great job to do when the car has not been running for a while. You just lift up the skirt here and you're going to find yourself this little connector here. Now I don't know if this comes off, but I don't want to rip it off in case it doesn't. And right underneath here is where this connector to the bulb is. We're going to take this, turn this counterclockwise, and I think we found our culprit as to why the bulb isn't working. Well, normally you do want to add a fair amount of blinker fluid to your bulbs. I think this is excessive. So our friend Rob here added a little bit too much blinker fluid. You might not be able to see it here, but if I move my finger around in here in this fashion, you'll be able to see that there's plenty in there. And we're going to have to drain that out in order to make sure the new bulb stays dry. So apparently a common issue on these is the seal goes bad, and to take this tail light or this reverse light out's a pain. So we're just going to drain the water the old-fashioned way with a little spray nozzle in here and just kind of see what we can pump out. So once you remove the bulb from the socket, and unfortunately I don't have a great way to show you because the old bulb is kind of disintegrated and didn't want to come out right, and in there's a little bit corroded as you can see. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this new bulb that Auxito sent us and we're just going to plug it in there, and this just kind of, you push in and then it kind of clicks into place. So let's go ahead and do that now. You don't want to get dirt or anything on the them there diodes, so we're just gonna try pushing her on in. There we go. Alright, and she seems retained there, brother. So let's go ahead and pop the car in reverse and make sure that we get some light here. So now, as you can see, from what was a busted bulb full of blinker fluid, we now have a dry bulb because these new LEDs don't require lubrication as the halogens do. Right now you'll be able to see just how bright that is, and it's so bright that I have a white spot everywhere I look. Thanks, Auxito. Brother, give me lamp. And the install process is quite easy. You just pop the bulb in there, and then you twist it, and she's good. So easy a caveman can do it. Alright. That is nice and bright. I know it's not showing up great on camera right now, but it's definitely brighter than what was there because there wasn't anything before. And to be fair, even through the tint, that's pretty bright, and that's going to provide a lot of great light when he's backing up. So now that we've done diddling in the back end, we're going to come over to the front end and go over to the fog light, which you'll find if you open up your hood on your Saturn. You're going to look all the way down here, and your fog light's going to be way back down there. It's a little hard to get it if you've got some bigger hands, but it is possible to get it from the top. As I said, it is just here, and this just twists out like another normal socket. So once you twist that counterclockwise, now you just work the bulb right out. So now that the bulb's popped out, all you'll have to do is disconnect the harness, which is those two squeeze clips there that Uncle Rob's doing. There we go, and now it's out, and we're going to put the new one in. So here's the new bulb, pretty fancy looking. It's got this awesome heat sink on it. And it's not going to get nearly as hot as the halogen bulb, but the heatsink allows it to have a nice extended cool life. And then the install process is the same. You just pop that back in until you hear it click. And then you want to check it before you put it back in. It is bright as can be, and soon enough all the moths will be attracted to this as well. And then the install process is just the same as taking it out. You just pop it back in the socket and twist. So now that we've done this side, let's get a comparison shot of just how bright that fog light is compared to the old horrible halogen that barely puts out any light whatsoever. Yeah, that's a lot better. Side, we're going to go ahead and replace the high beams on the car. We just did that one already, but the problem was both these high beams also didn't work because the bulbs were bad, so we don't have a really good base comparison. So what we're going to do is we're just going to show you how to replace it and then show you what both of them look like while they're on. So you're going to open up your hood, and then your high beam is located over here. This one's your low beam. And this one has an LED from another brand, which we're not going to name, but it's definitely inferior to the Auxito brand. So that just comes out, a little clip you pull the tabs on, and then you're going to replace it with this, which is, I believe, an H8 or H11, and there's another style of the same connector, and that just goes in there again with a clockwise twist. The cover gets reinstalled, and you've got a new high beam, super bright, all within about 30 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and see just how bright that looks. Well, it's not going to show up great on the GoPro, but let me tell you right now, these things are really bright.